farm?
Yeah, my name's Jonny Buchanan, and I started Crooked Road Farm 5 years ago in 2013, and started small here at my parents' house and property, and over the last 4 years have built it up with a high tunnel and a couple of smaller greenhouses, and I lease a farm. I do organic produce, pasture-raised eggs and pork. I grow seasonal vegetables, greens, lettuces, potatoes, root crops, tomatoes, peppers, okra, most everything. My products are available through my CSA program, Community Supported Agriculture. I sell with a local grocery store and member cooperative, Three Rivers Market in Knoxville. I sell little produce with Whole Foods in Knoxville, a few restaurants, and a little bit off the farm. I got USDA certified 2 years ago, and I got certification. Well, let me step back. I was already growing to the standard, and I just didn't have the certification. So as challenging as it is in this area in Tennessee to grow organically, on the one hand I thought I might as well get certified because I'm already growing that way. And then that allowed me opportunities in marketing that I had previously not had. Once I was certified, I had better access to grocery store almost immediately. And on the other hand, it helped me financially. Once I was certified, it gave me more opportunities to receive cost share funding from the state and from USDA. So it's really been beneficial on both marketing and for the financial side of the farm. I started growing with a passion for trying to grow organically. That was the angle I approached this job with. I didn't grow up on a farm. I don't come from a farming background, but I was intrigued about growing with minimal pesticide usage, organic fertilizers, and that's not without challenges. It's difficult in this climate with heat and humidity and unpredictable rains and dry spells to be consistent organically, but I feel like it's a better way to grow for me personally and for farmers in our country and region. Now, some of the main marketing and financial risks I've had to deal with and navigate are primarily on the one end for marketing is having knowing where I'm going to sell my product is, I've learned, pretty important. Learning how to grow the correct amount of produce and then knowing where I'm going to sell that produce. And in the past I've got stuck with too many tomatoes, too many collard greens, etc. So finding your market, knowing where it is important, and then trying to hedge your bets on that and grow enough where you can fulfill commitment but not grow so much that you're stuck with too much product. Financial risks, I grew my business slowly over time, and the money I've made every year I've reinvested back into the farm. I didn't start out with a lot of capital, and I just sort of let it come to me and decided where to spend big chunks of money. Investing in a greenhouse, investing in implements as needed. And those were probably the two biggest things for me to navigate. I started out my business selling at a farmer's market locally on Saturdays, and slowly grew my CSA program. And that was my beginning marketing pool. And over the last 4 years, I've expanded into grocery stores locally, and that has become a bigger piece of my marketing pie. This is the first year, 2017, that I'm not doing any farmers markets. So I've increased my CSA membership, increased my wholesale to grocery stores. I do some restaurants and some on-farm sales. And I've arrived at that based on experience in managing the risks of marketing. It was too much of a risk for me and my operation to go to farmers market. The risk of selling the product, I didn't know how much I could sell. The risk of bad weather, if it rained on a Saturday, then I'm stuck with a lot of product. The risk of interference with other events in Knoxville, a football game or a festival could really deplete the people who come to a market. So I found, for me, the farmers market too risky, and I had more security in mixed wholesale and retail with my CSA operation. I started out keeping records of my sales and my expenses, and they weren't perfect, but it was a good foundation to build on and learn from. And my background's not business, so some of that stuff's been a challenge to stay disciplined and track all of that. But over time, it helped me to figure out where I was making money and where I was breaking even or losing money. The biggest resources that I've utilized in running my farm and growing my farm have been the folks and the people at extension level and university level, USDA, being able to call someone and just ask a question, or write an email and ask a question and get an answer helps a lot. Developing those relationships then gives me access to information that I otherwise wouldn't find or wouldn't have time to find. And that's everything from a question about the insects on my plants to information about grants and cost share programs. So developing those relationships and maintaining those relationships have been beneficial. They've pushed me to run my business well, to tighten up my ship, and that's for sure been the most important part. And David came out to the farm over the winter in 2017, and I'm at the stage in my business and the farm where I'm ready to take another step, a little bit more professionalized step. And David's going to be able to help me fine-tune my record keeping, fine-tune my finances and expenses, and really hone in on marketing outlets and financial aspects of the farm that I feel like I'm in a good position to take on.